You're listening to the Last Man In podcast. Covering Winnipeg hockey and the NHL.
Scheifele dances his way in. Scheifele scores! Mike Wheeler finds the far corner. And the Winnipeg Jets win it in overtime.
Last Minute Podcast, episode 171. Me, Cam, and the replacement Matt.
I'm back.
Well, I'm back. I was the one who traveled. You're a guest.
Well, I missed
No,
last
but he
week's
missed
podcast,
last week.
you know?
He almost made a whole month of a run. He was
Yeah?
on 3 in a row.
Oh, I
But
should have missed.
Once you're on for a month, you're cut. Like you're not cut. You're in. You're sworn in.
Yeah.
And like
We can't do that.
we can't have like 100 people talking at once. People will get mad.
No.
Somewhere along the line. I don't
Change
know.
the name to Last Matt in podcast.
No.
There we go. Oh fuck! He's never coming back. Please leave
Sorry, guys.
right now.
I've heard
Through
enough.
that thick window.
I've heard so many puns. I had a 5-hour car ride from Las Vegas to Arizona.
How was the car ride?
You know, it was decent, except for the amount of puns that I heard.
But like the view, scenery's nice.
It's very, very odd. Okay.
Go.
So, like, there's literally nothing. Like,
No. We've all done the Winnipeg to Regina drive. That's nothing.
okay.
There's one hill there. There's one hill.
The difference is
Right
like,
after Brandon. That's it. It's too quick in the trip.
the only difference between those two is like there's towns and stuff in between Winnipeg and Regina. Here, there's nothing other than like mountains, but like the mountains aren't cool mountains. They're not like the Rockies, which have like snow on the top. These are just like mountains that like end. They're just like, oh, and then they round off at a certain point. The only cool thing that we saw the entire way was like Big Joe's jerky stop 6 miles ahead, and then we pass by and it's just like run down. Looks like it was built in the 70s, hasn't been upkept, held up by like sheet metal and plywood, and it's like
Did you
I
see
trust the
anyone
jerky
park
that
there?
comes out. No, like you don't stop on that highway.
There's nothing.
Yeah, no. The coolest part about it all was we got to see the Hoover Dam.
Nice.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Was it big?
It's a marvel. Like it is really cool.
Do you think you could throw a basketball down and get it in the hoop?
No.
Dude Perfect did it. I think you could try.
I wanted to like throw a penny down, but I'm like, if there's a guard with a gun right there, I don't want to test my luck.
Why?
I just don't want to test my luck.
America's
allowed to throw
totally
anything
gun
down
safe.
I don't know if you are or aren't, but I'm like,
I'm
don't
sure
wanna
they
test
don't
that.
encourage throwing shit down their fucking dam.
Please throw stuff down our dam.
Bigger object, the better. It makes a loud noise. Someone's got to clean it.
It was the best damn dam I've ever seen.
Oh yeah? Mm-hmm. I've only ever seen like one
I've
dam.
never seen another dam.
Oh really?
No.
I've only seen one dam, and it's up in like by Nudimic Lake and like the White Shell here.
Oh, okay.
And is it considered a dam if when I was like 10 I could walk across it without like dying?
I don't know.
I don't think it is. Because the Hoover Dam could like kill you for sure.
So either way, the reason why I was there was because the Jets had 2 games. One game in Las Vegas and one game in Arizona. And we got to talk about them because there's things that happen, and I want to talk about personal experiences from there. Because, let's be honest, it is, at the end of the day, my show.
Yeah. It's the last Greg in.
Yeah. The only Greg in.
Only Greg in. Yeah.
Only
Last
Greg
Matt
Talks
In's
show.
really a good one.
Only Greg Talks podcast.
Matt's going to start his spin-off, The Last Matt In, and it's just going to be a 10-minute rant about the Jets once a week. Hey, welcome to The Last Matt In. So, you know what really grinds my gears? Let me tell you something.
Whoa.
And you're like, oh, here we go.
It's always gonna have to have just a terrible segue in because I gotta follow Greg's lead on that with the
God.
terrible segues.
Why segues are great? So
You know what they say about mayonnaise? The Jets playoffs are just, you're like, what?
it's not. My segues at least lead something. They don't randomly.
More like flex.
This isn't a Family Guy cutaway, okay? These make a little bit of sense.
Yeah,
Family Guy cutaways make no sense.
Okay, so the Jets, first off.
Well, we gotta talk Jets.
Go.
One of the best players in the world hurt right now, Austin Matthews. So we gotta talk about the Leafs.
Oh, 100%.
Because obviously,
yes, of course.
Because we wouldn't be doing our due diligence as hockey fans to not talk about them.
Yeah.
We have to talk about the international series. The games between Ottawa and Colorado that were in Sweden.
Okay.
the 2 regular season teams that were there. Obviously, Metro Chains start with them. And other than that, I'm trying to think about
I
what
got
else
fun facts with Cam today.
You got fun facts with Cam?
Yeah.
Okay, I'd be down with fun facts. I got a couple hot takes.
Good. We didn't do hot takes
I
last
know,
week.
we teased
I
it.
was listening to it and I'm editing the show. I'm like, damn it, Greg.
Yeah.
We didn't do hot takes or hot cakes and a side sizzler.
And then the last thing, comments and emails. Catch up
I
time.
believe it's called the deli.
Yes.
Because we got some beef up in the deli today.
Okay.
Recently.
So let's start with Jets. They played in Las Vegas against the Vegas Golden Knights Friday.
Their previous game was the Monday, and they elected to go straight to Vegas.
They had 4
That's
days there.
4 days in Vegas. Full days. And then game, nighttime. How'd the game go? I did not watch highlights.
It's very...
Wait, first
My
off...
my best way to put the game in a very condensed form, other than talking about the positives and the negatives. If you look paper versus paper, Jets are a better team. 100% hands down. But when you put what Vegas has, Gerard Gallant right now is getting the most out of every player, and that's coaching. And I would say that right now Vegas is probably the best coached team in the NHL.
Okay.
And that's why they are playing so well. And it's different. Like when you watch them play, you have no time. Like I don't think the Jets were properly prepared. Not saying like they didn't do film or anything like that, but there's a difference between when you're preparing for a game and actually playing in that game to be prepared for it, right? Because you know what? When you're playing against a team you've seen before, you know what? When the Jets play against the Blues, they kind of know what to do. They played against that format before. When they play against the Blackhawks, they know what to do. When you play against a team like the Knights, and maybe this is why they've played so well so far, is all about the fact that nobody knows what this team is like because they're brand new. Nobody knows how to approach them. Nobody knows what to expect. You can prepare all you want, but at the end of the day, you don't know what you're going to see because film shows one thing, but when you're actually in that game, it's totally different. And like Legacy or Legacy, however you want to pronounce it, he was pretty good, but I don't think the Jets did too much to make him feel uncomfortable because the Knights just played better.
Well, I heard, like, leading into this game, I was listening to, like, not the pregame show, but, like, just the afternoon ride time show, and they were saying the reason the Vegas Golden Knights, apart from, like, no one has a book on them, so they don't know how to, like, prepare against them, is that in the draft, they didn't draft, like, best available from every team. They literally, like, George McPhee looked down and said, okay, we have a good idea of who's going to be available. Let's draft per line. Like, he went, and you could see, like, now that I've gone back, I've rewatched, like, the draft, you could tell him, like, oh, that's clearly they drafted that guy for top line left wing, third line center, fourth line winger. Like, they built a team. They didn't just take, like, everyone's like, oh my god, they could have been so much better. But they didn't do that on purpose. Like, they knew they had to be they knew they couldn't get crushed, and so they had to build a team. Mm-hmm. And in their draft, like, I was just watching the game 1 of OHL versus Russia, like, Subway Series or Canada Series. They have 6 picks in that game. 6! They drafted once! 1 year! Last year! 4 of the kids were on Team Canada. I was like, holy shit! What? This is madness! Another team, I was telling Matt earlier today, that Tampa Bay had 8 drafted guys in the game. 8. In between 2 teams!
Where's Tampa Bay right now?
They're number 1! They're gonna be good forever! It sucks!
Well, if you look at Vegas, I also realized, look at how fast that team is. Just go like guy by guy. That's the thing. That they're such a fast team. They look at the Pittsburgh model, the Tampa Bay model, I think. Saw how much speed was killing this game. And look at where they are. What are they, second in the Pacific?
You don't need good stick handling like the greatest if you're fast. You just need breakaway speed and a decent shot. I'm going to use the example of when we were younger. Matthew Lombardi. Have you ever seen Matthew Lombardi do a shootout? Awful. But Matthew Lombardi in a breakaway? Wicked snapper. Why? I don't know. He's just so fast. He didn't need good hands, but like over half of his goals are breakaways. I swear to God. It's ridiculous. So yeah, they have the breakaway speed. They're really good. Well, how is the atmosphere in the arena?
Unbelievable.
How's the horn? Because I heard they just changed it.
They just changed it. It was, the goal horn's okay, and like, whatever, they just changed it. I didn't actually get to hear what they just changed it to, but
It's the
regardless,
loudest. I'll tweet out a video because they made one. It's fantastic.
From the moment, like, so what happened, I'll kind of take you through pregame of what happened. So we were exploring the strip for Friday, like, during the day, and at about 4 o'clock, so the game was 7:30 Vegas time. So around 4 o'clock, maybe it was 3:45, we're walking by New York, which the arena is right behind New York. We are staying at Excalibur, so they are connected by a walkway. However, that walkway is currently closed, so we have to do a big loop. Regardless, we have to walk by New York to get there. Anyways, so we're walking by there, and we hear this band playing, and all we see is just rows and a big group of just blue and white jerseys with the Jets logo. We're like, well, this is where all the Jets people are clearly hanging out. And then all of a sudden, I can't remember what song it was, but it was a song by the Tragically Hip. It was probably 100th... No, it was...
Better Man.
50 Mission Cap. Comes on, and I'm like, oh, okay. This is a Canada party. And, like, only Jets fans. So me and my friends, we look at each other. We just signed up for this pub crawl, or this club crawl at night. So we had to be further down the strip at, like, 7 o'clock and then race to the game for 7:30. So, like, our timeline was really short, but we're like, okay, let's head back to the hotel, let's come here, then let's go to Hooters, like the Hooters Hotel.
Yeah.
Which is where we had to go to meet up. So we're like, okay, like, we had to rush, right? So we go back, and, like, we were in this party for, like, an hour and a half. It was great. This guy was just playing Tragically Hip. It was all Canadian. It was all Winnipeg Jets fans. It was really cool. Go to Hooters, and then we have to take an Uber, which, by the way, we don't have Uber yet in Winnipeg. We're getting it soon. Uber's the best service ever.
It's the greatest.
So we're driving up, and, like, there's this big traffic jam right by there, and we're like, screw it. It's like 7:20. We're like, let's just run. So we ran for, I would say, a good 3/4 of a mile to the
So it
arena.
took you 10 minutes to get there.
No.
That's being generous with my
No.
time, Greg. You should be able to
I
run
was
3/4
running
of a mile.
so fast. Like,
So
we made it there
you
in, like,
did-
5 minutes. It was like five,
So Greg can run
6 minutes.
7-minute miles, is what we just learned.
No, when you only have to run 1 mile, you can run pretty fast.
That's true.
Especially when adrenaline's running through you, like, I just want to
Hockey?
get there.
Hey, we've all ran through the top. I don't know where you guys park for Jets games. Do you park underground? Because I park underground. I've elbowed grandmas out of the way when I don't miss O Canada. I don't like missing O Canada. Warm-up's okay. You don't miss O Canada.
No, especially
Never.
here you don't.
Yeah.
Especially for this game.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh, we're gonna show them what, like, Winnipeg hockey's all about. You get there and you're like, the heck is this? It's all Vegas Knights fans. My first sign should have been, this is the biggest difference. I'm gonna spoil a bit of Arizona right now. My cab ride from Vegas, from the airport to my hotel in Excalibur. Cab driver, we just talked about hockey. Oh, well, you're here. Oh, to see the Vegas Golden Knights game. Oh, what a great thing they're there. I'm like, okay, this is neat. Next cab driver I get later in that night when I was going from a certain place to back to my hotel.
Another place, yeah.
Another place. I'm not going to say it here.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah.
Me and the guy had like a 20-minute conversation, get up a flipping hockey. Go to Arizona, our Uber driver's like, oh, where are you going? Coyotes game. What's that?
What? Get the hell out of here. What? Yeah, right.
Embarrassing.
What
They've
game?
been there for 25 to 20 years.
People
I'm not
don't care. People
So
don't care.
that should have been my first, and I'm just like, the atmosphere when you walk in, like, people are excited. Golden Knights jerseys everywhere. You talk to people, just like Vegas guys, and like I had a 30-minute conversation with a guy. That's exaggerating. I was heavily intoxicated.
It was
But
at least 5 minutes.
It was probably 5 minutes, just about Vegas and like the shift in the culture there, because like before they really didn't have much, and they were always kind of the ones that wanted something. Then they got the Knights, and everyone's like, boom, turned it on, and they know their stuff. And I remember talking to another Vegas local just like Thursday night before the game, like whatever, met up with, you're there.
You saw people.
And I'm like, so what the hell was Florida doing? That's what he asked me. I'm like, I don't know. I don't think they understood how the expansion draft worked.
Oh!
And like we had like
They
a 10
gave us a guy and another really good guy. Like, real good.
So
They
we
gave
agree-
us 40+ goals in 2 guys. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Whatever. That was great. So what, like, great atmosphere. You walk up and I'm like, oh, it's just gonna be a lot of Jets fans. It's like Vegas Knights fans, and like it was really, really cool.
It was
And
a really loud True North that game. You can hear it on TV. Like, it was really
that
loud.
was the probably the loudest True North I've ever, like, it's loud in the MTS Center. There, for some reason, it felt louder. Because everyone's like, we're making our statement. And then, during the Star Spangled Banner, I was like, oh, they're for real. Because, like, I can't remember what the
by
verse
the way,
is.
pause.
Yeah.
I did see a clip of the Canadian National Anthem, Botch.
Oh, yeah, she botched it.
That was weird.
She botched
She
it.
was singing to the wrong cadence.
Yeah.
It felt odd.
It was
but
off.
the Canadians, I did hear the True North. The Canadians definitely were like, True North! All right, we don't care anymore. Wrap it up. So
they do...
Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah, and then the night it was still there, and then right as they say night, all of them, and you're like, oh, they're for real.
What do you mean night?
Like, during one of the verses during Star Spangled Banner, like, one of the words is night. And it's just like, that's what they say during their national anthem. You're like, oh, you're for real. All of you guys know what it's like to
They're
have a
talking
sports team.
mid-conversation. Nights! Whoa. Oh my god.
Okay?
But did that start here, like, or was this
I don't
always
know.
happening?
I don't
True
know.
North?
The,
Yeah.
no,
No.
the anthem stuff.
No, anthem stuff's been around for a while because I use the example of Detroit whenever they say when the Rockets red glare, they yell red. And then
Stars,
there's a few college teams who do it because it like has the names.
And the Stars do it for.
And the Stars too. Yeah, no, we didn't. We definitely joined in.
Yeah.
For sure.
We're the only ones that yells out a company name whenever we do it.
Yeah.
But I just never
Yeah.
knew because I never watched sports really, like never certain teams and listened to their
But-
anthem.
Yeah.
They have a drum, like they have like a
drum line.
Oh, it's so good.
What?
Yeah, their in-game production was really good.
Well, they are like probably the entertainment capital of like North America. Very close.
So, and it's like just everything that was there. I was like, this is probably one of the best hockey atmospheres I've ever been in, and it's in Vegas, in the middle of a flippin' desert. And for the first time in a long time, Gary Bettman did the right thing.
Wow, he's
Putting a team in Vegas. Not necessarily relocation, or not necessarily expansion, but definitely putting a team in Vegas. Good job there.
We don't know how crazy it was to begin with in Phoenix, though, do we? Like, it could have been like this in Phoenix as well, so we don't know. Like,
but
give it the
5-year
mark.
The difference between Vegas and Phoenix, in my opinion, is Vegas is more of a destination to go for fans and for people.
Oh, for sure.
Especially if you're thinking about, okay, what can I do if I'm in Vegas for let's say $100? You can go to a Golden Knights game. Arizona, you're not like Vegas. You're there. You're on the Strip. Arizona, because Glendale's so far out, you're not going to Arizona necessarily to do that. You'd rather go to a Suns game because it's right downtown.
Yeah.
So Glendale is further out. It's fine if you're there. If you stay there, you're going to a football game and a hockey game. It's just more likely you could go to a Knights game and just enjoy it. And great atmosphere. You can talk to anybody that's around there. They know who they are. You have the logos everywhere. It's so hard to find a Coyotes logo in Arizona. The logos are everywhere. And I don't know what it's going to be like if, let's say the Hurricanes are there. But regardless, this was one of the best hockey games I've ever experienced live.
Nice. Oh,
and
how was the food? What was their thing on the menu?
I don't know because I didn't eat anything. And that was my first mistake. Because that night went...
Did you get to see their Chance, the weird mascot guy?
Yes.
The dragon?
Yeah.
What is he?
I don't know.
How close did you get to said
I
thing?
didn't get super close. Didn't get close at all.
Baffling. I don't know what Chance is. It's scary. I know he's like a dragon or something, but
I don't understand the significance. Maybe because the Knights have to guard against the dragon.
Reptiles? I don't
know.
The reptilian race?
I don't know. Knights fight against dragons. I have no clue.
I'm with you. I get it.
Why wouldn't their mascot just be a knight? I don't get it.
Makes no sense.
Just literally
However,
steal
It's too easy.
steal the Michigan Spartan guy and make him yours.
The best thing I had there, the best line, and then I thought about it more. I'm like, well, Greg, you're kind of stupid, but regardless.
Yeah.
You know how TV timeout they have to shovel the ice. I'm like, I'm shocked they found 9 girls who know how to skate in Vegas.
In Vegas, true.
But I'm like, wait.
That's misogynistic.
They're 9 people. I'm like,
9
I'm glad they found
general.
9 people
Oh,
to skate
yeah.
in Vegas. I'm like, but wait, people go there from all across the world, so
Yeah,
a
they
lot
do.
of people know how to skate.
Well, that's have you ever been to Banff?
Yes.
Because Banff is they steal half of Australia's population of people between
Same
the
with
age
Whistler.
of 19 to 25.
Same with Whistler.
They're all in Banff. I don't think I met a Canadian in Banff. Everyone is Australian. They're like, oh, you're Canadian. I'm like, you are too, I think? I don't know. I don't want to assume now. But
there's lots of advertisements. If you go to like Australia and New Zealand, it's like, come work in Whistler, come work in Banff. Like,
you'll have a great time living with 8 other people in a room for 2. It'll be great.
For $400 each a month.
Yeah.
It's like, but from the game standpoint, the biggest drawbacks I have, and I'm sure Matt can attest to this, is obviously from the Jets' point of view, their top line did not play well. Like, that was by far one of their worst games of the year the top line played.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And that's big reason why I just didn't think they got anything going. Like, they looked out of sync, and partly I think that's 4 days off on the road. It doesn't matter that it's in Vegas. I think 4 days off in a row on the road without going home, I do think that takes a toll on a team and can put you out of sync. Because at home, you're constantly...
You have a comfort level.
Exactly. And when you're on the road, I don't think that's there.
They could have been hungover too. We don't know. I'm sure.
We don't, but I doubt.
They had
These
the
guys
rookie
are
party.
professionals, man. Like, the chances that they... Here's the thing. If you think that Blake Wheeler would allow a guy to go out and go get hammered before a game and be hungover and have that affect his game, I think that's a problem. And
I'm not sure. It's not necessarily the night before, but you get really fucked up the 2 nights before.
You're right.
I've been on 2-day hangovers multiple times this year.
No, you are right. And that's why you're drinking water now.
We're almost at the end of the year, so I'm very proud of you switched to water. We did it.
But, like, I just... The Vegas nights, they come at you and they keep coming at you.
So
and
it's worth the trip?
It's 100% worth the trip. Figure out what the food is. I don't remember. All I remember is I was asked to buy stuff for family, and I ended up doing it, and forgot that I did it on Saturday, and texted them saying I didn't get it.
And did you?
I did get it.
It was in your bag?
Yep.
So you had a good evening on Friday, we'll say. Hey, did you go see your guy with the Stromboli?
Yes. Yes, we saw Gigi.
Gigi. What restaurant?
It's just... I can't remember the name of it.
Where is it?
It's in New York, second floor. It's just an Italian restaurant.
If you ever go there, just walk and say, Gigi! Stromboli, right there! He'll know.
Good.
Good, I'm glad you saw Gigi.
I
So they drive, boring, and now you're in Arizona. How's the game in Arizona?
First period was bad. I would say.
How's the atmosphere in Arizona?
A lot more Coyotes fans and like jerseys than I thought I'd see.
Especially with how they're doing so far this year.
Yeah, like there was surprisingly decent amount of people, and I ran into one of our friends. I'm not going to say who.
Yeah,
it is.
friend of the show.
Friend of the show there, and we were talking about it. We were discussing it. And we're like, how terrible is their scoreboard? They took, I believe, the original screens from the Winnipeg Arena and just put that on their scoreboard because it's bad.
The Winnipeg Arena.
It's so small.
Remember when they upgraded, when the Moose was still around? You might not remember, Matt, but they had a vertical Jumbotron on the left.
Yeah.
Vertical. You heard that right.
Screens. They had 4 screens on either corner.
Oh, I only remember the one.
Yeah, they had 4 screens either corner. And they always had the Godzilla versus Mothra, pounding their chests to say "Go Moose Go."
So the scoreboard awful.
Scoreboard awful. Obviously we're in the Pepsi family fun zone. We got the.
So what were the perks?
So the perks. Well, I think you just buy the ticket package. You get a free hot dog and free drink.
Okay.
With your ticket. So the Coyote dog is what you get. It's regular $7.50. It was a very... When you need food in your body, you've just finished a 5-hour bad view drive.
And you forgot that you purchased items for your family. It really does hit the spot.
It was a solid 2 out of 10.
Oh no! So regularly,
that's regularly. So because circumstances 6 out of 10, I would not have bought it because I was I'm still hungry. So what did I do? I was I need to find something that I haven't had in Vegas or in Arizona because we went to a buffet Friday. That my buffet, my one plate, consisted of 7 different countries' food. I had pizza. I had pasta. I had turkey.
Twice there.
No, it's America.
I had turkey with gravy. I had mashed potatoes,
Still on America here.
ginger beef,
Nice.
chow mein,
Wow.
tacos.
Wow. Okay. Great. Keep naming.
I'm just trying to think what else I had. I definitely had a tart of some sort. Like you went down, it went from like it was like Italy.
Greg, were you
America.
like super like you got that was your last meal you remember having on Friday?
Yeah.
Your sodium level just shot through the roof.
Oh, yeah.
Everything you named, I'm like salt,
Salt.
super salty.
I have a
Oop.
picture of like
Oh, you got a picture of
not
it.
the whole plate.
Ah,
just
great!
like
Come on,
part.
we gotta
part
tweet
of the
this
plate.
out.
Part of the plate.
Part of the plate.
Wonders why
How
he's
big is
so-
the plate?
Waffle fries, tacos, and turkey. You can see.
Okay, you gotta send that to me. I'm gonna tweet it out. Just the left.
And you can see the slice of pizza crust that I have
can't.
left over.
Vegas
So-
is where dreams come true. I think I gotta go there.
It's amazing. Let me tell you.
I've always wanted to have.
So I was
the-
like, so what haven't I had? And I went and got a poutine.
Oh,
9 out of 10.
wow!
Really good.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
So many cheese curds, so much gravy, and like fries cooked to perfection. I was
So
like,
Canadians had input
Yeah.
on that one.
but $10? That was it.
What do you mean that was it?
That was it. $10, and you got like a big thing of poutine. Like it was big. It filled me up, and I'm a big boy.
Yeah, that's fair. No, because
The other thing,
Greg's
too-
using it because in Winnipeg we have poutine where it's like, here's 3 curds,
6 fries.
6 wedges. One of them is a crinkle cut fry, actually. So you got 5 wedges, 1 crinkle cut, 3 curds, and they missed the gravy on. You don't even see the gravy.
So
You can smell it.
the best part about the whole time in Vegas and in Arizona. So I go up. I'm like, okay, I had money. I'm like, you know what? I know I'm gonna drink at the game. So I had enough money to
Oh, what
last
are
me
the
the
beer
night.
prices in Vegas at the
That's
game?
what I'm gonna
Good,
get
perfect.
to. So I go up. I'm like, I'll have 2 Bud Lights, and he's like, takes one, 25 ounce, another 25 ounce. I'm
What's
like,
25 ounces?
so that's like 4 regular beers.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So I'm like, okay.
King cans.
I'm like, oh, these are like the. So I'm like, okay. Well, I pull out a 50. I just give it to him. I didn't look at the price. I get $25, $26 back. What?
How much was it?
I was like, how much were these? It's like, oh, they're like $12 a piece. I'm like, huh? What?
No, you react
Wait, what? Like,
in
they're
Winnipeg.
$12. That's it. They're $10 in Winnipeg.
For 8 ounces. And they skim off the last ounce with foam every time.
It was just, and I'm like walking around, I'm like, I'm just so happy. I see other Jets
I own
fans are
this
like,
building
this
now.
is so cheap. Because when you think about it, a regular beer is $10 at the Jets game,
Yep.
and that's a 12 ounce.
Yes.
Twice as much for, let's
$5
say,
more.
let's say $5 more. I'm like, this is a genius idea. This is how you get
They gave you the
Americans.
can too?
They give you the can. So
Wow.
I was going to double fisting the whole time. And like,
Because here they don't give us cans because
No.
we'll throw them.
oh, we will. So like, yeah, and you walk around like, it's Vegas, so it's just women everywhere, and you're walking around like you're talking to girls and like, you must be Canadian because like, Americans don't drink this much. Like, and like the can graveyard I had under my seat was just a
And you were almost like you just got married. You could have had
Oh,
a trail.
jeez.
Ding, 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 just follow
Yeah.
lines.
But I couldn't get over that, and obviously in my shock I was like, I don't need to eat. This is enough food for me.
And then you hit up the what's it called? The World Trade or the World Peace Agreement? I almost said trade settlement. I almost said it.
No.
And now I said it.
What?
What's that thing called? Not NAFTA.
What do
Hey,
you?
where there was like
weird turn.
the union. Oh, now I'm an asshole.
No, I went to Johnny Rockets at 4:30 in the morning, grabbed ordered it,
Yep.
and I'm like, I'm gonna take this into the room, eat it in bed. Take it to the room.
What'd you order?
Johnny Rockets.
Yeah,
Ordered
what
a
is
burger.
Johnny Rockets? We don't
it's
know
just
what
like
that
a
is.
burger place.
Say that.
Burger place. Johnny
Okay,
Rockets.
great.
Order a burger fries and a drink. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna bring this up to my room. So I'm sipping on my water because I needed water at that point. I walk
All
up.
that sodium intake, yeah, no shit.
You needed about a gallon of water
And I walk
4
up.
hours ago.
No, my beer was my water.
Oh, good.
Bud
Yeah,
Light's like 75, 89% water.
oh, good. Yeah.
The rest is like a little bit of alcohol and then like little hops.
Yeah.
It's fine. And I walk up to my room, like, I'm gonna eat some bed, it's gonna be great. Put it on the table, put my drink down, I'm like, room's spinning. I'm just gonna lie down for a sec. I wake up, and the guys I'm staying in a room with, they're like, why is there a full bag of Johnny Rockets? Like,
What time did you wake up at?
so I was back in the room, it was probably like 4:45, 5 o'clock. I was up at 9 o'clock.
And you didn't touch the bag.
I didn't touch the bag. Bag's still on the table.
So did you eat it?
No.
Come on!
No.
You didn't eat the
Because
Johnny Rocket.
my stomach was like, if you, like, I opened the bag and, like, I got a whiff of them, like, oh, those $12 beers are coming. They're coming.
The sodium's like, yes, my precious, yeah.
But, of course, in Vegas, I wake up, I'm like, I just can't eat anything. Other than that, I don't feel like I drank last night.
That right?
Because it's Vegas.
And how was he after Fiesta? Wait, the game. What was the score of the game? I don't think
5-2 for Vegas. Really, in my opinion, they dominated for most of the game. The Jets didn't look great.
Yeah,
at any point.
and you're gonna have those stinkers too. Like, what are they on a 9-game point streak at that point? You're gonna lose a couple games here and there.
Yeah, you gotta ebb and flow, right? You gotta find a way to come back from that. And they started off poor in Arizona, and they really surged in the second period, and they really started to get that, like,
On the back of Mark Scheifele.
exactly, like that team looked really good
in Arizona.
at the second period onward. Like they
Yeah.
looked like the team they looked like previously. So obviously you go through these every once in a while, but I want to know what Paul Maurice said in between the first and second period, first and second period in the Arizona game, because they came out as a totally different team, and that whole
Especially
I
since
wouldn't-
their second period is usually their worst period.
Exactly.
Like,
And
that's
that's
what I
what
was
we-
worried about. I was like, okay, now they're going to have to come back in the third and probably be down by 2 goals. And I'm like, And then Matt Hendricks scored.
Yeah.
And I was so happy because everyone shut the fuck up about Matt Hendricks.
Steve Mason played well. I wouldn't blame Connor Hellebuck in Vegas. I thought Steve Mason played well. It was great to see him get the monkey off his back in Arizona.
He had a really
But-
nice pad save in the second there that held him in there. So
All in all, they still take too many penalties, which
it had been good until this road trip, like against Dallas. It was really good in both games against Dallas, and they have the best power play in the league. So pick your poison of when you want the power play. You're gonna take a lot of penalties against Arizona.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let it happen.
I'm still confused as to why I was disappointed Jacob Chitrin was hurt or just didn't play, but like
He's been hurt. He hasn't played at all this season.
okay. But from it, like, there was actually a fair bit of Jacob Chitrin jerseys, which I was quite surprised about.
As there
should
be.
But when you look at it, and you look at like the Arizona team, they've got Christian Dvorak, Max Domi, Jacob Chitrin, Clayton Keller, who right now, like going into that game against the Jets, or maybe it was after the game against the Jets, he had more points in his first 20 games than either Laine or Matthews did last year.
It was before.
It was before the game.
Because he didn't get any points that game.
Okay.
I don't think
It was first 18 games or whatever it
He
was.
was he's real good.
He's a
especially
good
playing with
player.
nobody in fucking Arizona. Who's he playing with?
But the other thing is, I don't know when that team's going to break through because they have a ton of young talent. I just don't know when they're going to get there.
Well, I think they thought it was going to be this year. I think a lot of people thought it was going to be this year, but Ranta has not been the goalie they thought he was going to be.
No.
So what happens now? They need to go. They need to find a goalie. And
Or
there's
they
not a lot of goalies out there.
or they wave the storm for a year.
Yeah, but what do they have next year?
But that's the thing. Like, you gotta find what holes you need to fill, right? And do they go to a team and maybe like the thing is they went to New York and they got Ranta and they thought that was going to help. I think you either have to go through free agency or you have to see if there's somebody in a pipeline that you can. One of the guys right now that I would hate to lose, and this is going to go into our next topic, but how Garrett Sparks is on zero people's radar, I don't know. Last week, I think he had a 967 in the AHL.
That's pretty good.
Like, he's playing better than Curtis McElhinney right now, and it's only a matter of time before him or Picard go up with the Leafs. But if I'm a team in need of a goalie, I might be giving the Leafs a call.
You can call the Jets too. Hutchinson's there and he's doing really well
You're
too.
right. Yeah.
Like there's lots of good goalies in the AHL there. I don't know why like a team like Pittsburgh isn't calling. A team like Buffalo, who's like their backup, Chad Johnson's just been terrible.
But Lehner's also. I don't think Lehner's that great of a starter either.
No, it's too hot-headed as for a goalie for me.
I agree. The guy that I'm still perplexed about is Matt O'Connor for Ottawa. Like he's never made it to the.
He's not in Ottawa anymore.
Where is he now?
Somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
I'll look it up. But
Please
yeah,
do, because there was so much hype about him and he just died right off. But I think to move off the Jets now, they've got a big week ahead. They've got 3 games this week, but they're a hot team and they're playing good hockey. They're a good hockey team. I personally would switch up the lines a little bit, but they're a good team and they're gonna continue to be successful.
Milwaukee Admirals.
Okay, that's Nashville's.
Nashville?
I think so, at least. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Nashville's.
Yeah.
So to move on to Leafs. Leafs were without Austin Matthews for the last 3 games. So obviously going into, I guess, a game earlier last week, we talked about on the podcast here that it was all anybody could talk about. He ended up playing anyways, picked up an assist, but then has missed every game since. Good strategy on the Leafs saying, you know what, we don't need you in the back-to-back against Boston, in all reality. And they picked up 6 of the possible 6 points. The teams looked good, and the guy that stepped up in his absence is Mitch Marner, which he needed to, and he's playing well. The team plays well without him. The line that I never want to see broken up is Zach Hyman, Patrick Marleau, and Connor Brown, because that is a fun line to watch play hockey, because you just
Life
got...
after Bozak, that's what they're looking at right there.
I'm fine with that. They can get rid of Bozak today. I don't care.
Well, I'm just saying, that's what you're
And,
looking at.
hey, that's fine. Those 2 guys just go, and then Marlowe's like, yeah, I'll just take the puck. Thanks. I'll score. Like, it's a fun team, and yeah, like, I don't think people need to read into Matthews' injury at all. I don't think they need to read into the team without him that much either.
Oh, they're winning now. It's weird.
But it's scary that without him, they're winning. Mitch Marner's finally starting to score. JVR's picking it up too. The other guys are picking it up. So
Nylander and Marner only have 2 goals.
In the last 16, right?
But
like
they
that.
have 2 goals this season, each.
So, okay.
I think the NHL should be a little worried. Just putting that one out there. Because it's only a matter of time before those guys start scoring. And once they start going, that team gets scary. And that's the thing. Like, their record is how they've been playing. I think it's very reflective of what team they are, which is going to be ups and downs, which they have had. And normally when they have had it down like they had previously, it continues to, they'll tread upward and then it'll go straight down. You've got 4 straight wins now, so starting to tread back upward, and it's gonna be a rocky road all year. They're not gonna be solid, but they just need to get consistent contribution from everyone, which is what they've done in the last 4 games. It's how you win hockey games.
Problem is they need defensemen. They're
Morgan Riley's playing so well this year, though.
Oh no, I'm not saying anything about him. I'm just saying they're depth wise defensively. Like
Pull that
Ron
shot.
Hainsey.
You're right.
Ron Hainsey is not a top defenseman. He's playing well with Morgan Riley,
did you
but he's not a top defenseman.
They need help on the penalty kill. Did you see they had 8 minutes of penalties against Boston on Friday? Do you see how much Ron Hainsey played on the penalty kill?
I think I heard this
It
number.
was like 7 minutes and 36 seconds.
He just never went off for a while.
No. They're just like, yeah, just stay out there running.
This is beer league hockey. We have 3D and then one defenseman gets a penalty. It's like, no, you guys are staying on the whole time. We don't have any forwards that can play D today.
Clear the puck. Don't worry about it.
That was the reason they got Roman Polak, and now they're finding out that Roman Polak isn't good enough anymore, which is fine. Connor Carrick is starting to play well, minus he still takes... He'll take like 1 out of every 5 games. He just takes a stupid penalty. You're like, why, Connor? We want you to succeed. Stop doing this.
Why would I do that? I like the press box food.
Food, meat, bullet.
What were you telling me today about the Leafs lineup?
Oh, that was a while ago. It was just saying that it was how Bozak, Matthews, Bozak, there was a bunch of them missing.
Yeah.
And a lot, you know what? I'll find it. I'll find it while you guys keep going here.
Regardless, even without Matthews, that team's fine. I don't like the fact that people make such a big deal out of him missing. A little different when you have Connor McDavid missing, in my opinion, because he brings so much more than what Matthews brings. Matthews brings a lot, But there's so many other guys in that lineup that can play.
Well, that's the thing. There's more depth there, and that's what you're seeing with the Edmonton team and why they're so bad this year. There's no depth scoring at all. If Draisaitl and McDavid are not scoring, no one's scoring, and that team's screwed.
Pretty sure Eberle has more goals than everybody except McDavid.
And Eberle's only got like 3 goals. He's been terrible.
They only have like 30 goals for this year. It's not.
So this is on that what you said I read earlier. Austin Matthews is absent once again from Leafs practice. Tyler Bozak and William Nylander also not in attendance. Roman Polak is dressed as a forward. That was at today's morning practice. And the gentleman who retweeted quoted it as "Hello darkness."
So the only thing, like, they have 4 days off, right? So this could be another rest day for Nylander, Bozak, and Matthews.
At the end of it, Matthews, if he plays in the next game, 9 days of rest. So I think he should be good.
Well, he's supposed to be in full contact tomorrow at practice, is what they were saying.
So really, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. But the thing I want to touch on that did happen in Toronto this weekend, that we didn't tease, Hall of Fame. So this year's Hall of Fame inductees to the Hockey Hall of Fame were Dave Anderchuk, Mark Recchi, and the 2 people that I looked up to the most in hockey growing up, and like pretty much the most, Teemu
we all
Selanne
like them.
and Paul Kariya.
I don't think there was too many people that didn't like
How
them.
can you not like them? And on Sunday,
I loved Solani. You thought I was going
yeah.
somewhere else. Yeah.
On Sunday was the first time, I believe, in 9 years that Paul Kariya played hockey in front of an audience. He just doesn't play hockey anymore.
Against Scott Stevens.
Yeah. And then with Scott Stevens. He played part of that game with Scott Stevens, too. But it was a celebration weekend for hockey, but also, like, freaking Paul Kariya, man. Like,
Paul Kariya's jacked. Did you see him? He's shredded.
Yeah, he's a
When they were
surfer
doing
now.
their surfer thing.
Oh, is he?
Man. Well, he's
In
all into
BC?
surfing.
No, he lives in...
Yeah.
Oh, in Anaheim.
Yeah, he just doesn't go to the games. And I think now he's going to start coming back into hockey now.
They need to retire his jersey.
They need...
You need to.
Hockey is a better
They
place
need
with Paul Kariya than without. Like, he would be a perfect ambassador for the game. He's what you need. And if you have him and Teemu in Anaheim, it's like, this is like, how
If there's
could you-
anyone that should be doing the concussion spotting stuff, it should be him.
Yeah.
He's been through enough.
I think
Off
he
the
blacks
floor.
out every time he sees a big hit, actually. That's
God. But one of my favorite moments, like, I watched a thing with Michael Farber on TSN, and he was talking to him. He's like, so do you remember anything about the hit? He's like, no.
Doesn't remember anything for the next 2 days.
Exactly. I don't remember Game 6 or Game 7. Oh!
That's terrifying.
Wait, didn't you get the game winner in Game 6? Yeah. Oh yeah, did.
I'm like, watch myself.
Yeah, that's
me.
exactly what he's saying. He's
I
like,
got lit up in lacrosse once. The game was on a Sunday afternoon. I remember the drive home, and then I remember my next lacrosse game, Thursday night. I went to school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, nothing. I remember the next lacrosse game. You can tell me I did things in there. I don't remember.
His teachers were like, he was such a good kid for 3 days.
Yeah,
What happened?
He showed up. He
He
was
showed
great.
up. He was quiet. It
He was
weird.
polite. He didn't scream at anyone. He didn't try to hit people with bike locks.
Yeah,
For 3 days, it was bliss.
it was beautiful. He was like an angel.
But it's also started the debate now of, you have great players like Teemu and Paul Kariya. You can argue about Mark Recchi and Dave Anderchuk. What does it take to get into the Hall of Fame, in your opinion? Who has a Hall of Fame career that's playing in the NHL right now that you would say, first ballot in, no problem? No, that's like close to retiring.
Oh, that's close to retiring?
Yogs.
Okay, obviously. What do you set the bar at? Like, if you're like borderline, this is like the borderline for a guy getting in.
Oh, man. Oh, like just me personally?
Yeah. Right now.
The
for a
impact you had on the teams you played on.
Okay.
I'm not necessarily about the numbers. Like, I know a lot of people are set on it, but it's the impact that you whether had on the franchise, the team you played on, or the game itself.
So what about like a guy like Doan? Would you put Doan in there?
Shane Doan, personally, yes, because his impact on
I guess numbers weren't
Arizona
always
hockey.
great, but
Exactly. But his impact on the team he played on, if he's not on those teams, you take him off those teams. Sure, they didn't do anything amazing, but without Shane Doan, we don't have Austin Matthews.
I knew exactly what you were
Well,
talking
I
about.
mean, come on.
Exactly. I checked out.
And I
Shane
really
Doan's a
do
perfect
agree.
example, honestly.
Yeah. No,
Because
it's-
I think Jerome McGinley's already should be
Yeah.
in
Oh,
the
yeah,
league.
he
Like,
should be
he
a
should
first
be
round.
there. But, like,
Without a doubt.
again, Jerome McGinley also had, like, a bit of a playoff pedigree. Like, he did go on a run. Shane Doan did go on a closer, like, not...
He
as-
won Western Conference Final.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's Shane Doan. That's a good because a lot of people divided on him. But I say because I hold it as impact on the game and on your team, I think he is in.
Okay.
Wait,
6 years.
is Alfredson in already?
No, he hasn't retired.
He
Like
should
Alfredson's
definitely be in
next
the
year.
See,
Oh,
Alfredson.
he's in first
No, but
round.
Alfredson and Shane Doan, I consider.
I
Like,
would say Alfredson's in that same conversation as
Yeah.
Doan, like you're saying, mostly because never won a cup. His numbers weren't amazing. He is a rookie of the year. He was never really in a Hart conversation, and that's the biggest thing that people were talking about. They're like, what do you
But he
measure
made
at?
fun of Matt Sundin by pretending to throw a stick that one time.
that's
So
funny.
he's
That-
in for me right then and there.
that rivalry.
But
That rivalry was amazing.
yeah, one of the best. It's. I agree with you with what impact you had on the game. It's very easy to say, oh, you scored a lot of points, you had a big impact on hockey. We already know Joe Thornton's first ballot. Like, he's got to be.
Oh yeah.
Patrick Marleau is another guy. Do you put him in or do you make him wait?
Wait,
I give him a year wait. Maybe.
Roberto Luongo, what do you do with him?
speaking of Luongo, this past week he just hit 455 wins, fourth all time for goalies, only behind Ed Belfour in the Hall of Fame, Patrick Roy in the Hall of Fame, Martin Brodeur, I think in the Hall of Fame.
He hasn't got it.
I don't think he's gone in yet.
He'll
Well,
be
is
first
he
ballot.
eligible
He'll be-
yet?
No,
No.
he's not eligible.
Oh,
He's
well,
first ballot.
will
First
be
ballot.
in the Hall
Yeah.
of Fame.
Yeah.
Actually, is Ed Belfour in?
Yes.
Yes.
He is?
Yeah, he got inducted 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Like,
yeah,
it's recent that he got in.
he's in. Off his pedigree alone, he's in. Like,
Okay.
no, off. See, that's the thing now. We're switching. It's like Shane Doan, it's impact on the game. Roberto Luongo, he's in. Like, off the numbers, like, he's won gold medals. He's in. For me,
Okay.
he's already in.
My next
First
question.
time.
Curtis Joseph.
I didn't watch a lot of Curtis
I didn't watch
Joseph.
any Curtis Joseph.
I remember him from the 2002 Olympics, but not much other than
Because he's up there in wins,
Okay,
up there in losses.
fair.
But playoffs, played a lot of years, was a good goalie. I don't personally think he's a Hall of Fame goaltender. Like,
So
I
you
don't
don't put him in?
I don't think he is, personally. But I think that this discussion, and it's really cool, and it's really neat to see on Twitter kind of the divide that Hall of Fame discussions have, because it's like, I want my Hall of Fame to be about impact to the game. Other people's like, I just want the best players that ever played points-wise in. And I think a combination of both is better,
Yeah,
but
probably.
is Mark Recchi that deserving of his Hockey Hall of Fame? Induction
he
was
did a lot
Dave-
in Pittsburgh. He had a lot of points in Pittsburgh.
He was
But they-
more of a Philadelphia Flyer, was he not?
Played a lot in Pittsburgh too, didn't he?
Yeah,
Look
they
at
played a lot in both, and he did
Yeah.
have an impact on both teams. But or did Recchi get in because it was a weak class? And again,
I don't know.
I'm not sold on like we have to put in 4 guys. Like I'm okay with just saying, you know what? No, this is a weak class. The only one does it. Like in this one, it's a great class. But honestly, like if I looked at the ballot, I don't know who was on this ballot. I would look and say Solani, yes. Korea, yes. Andrechuk, I'd think about it, but he would get in. And then at that point, like even being a Flyers fan myself, looking at Recchi, if it's a weak class, and I'm like, are you getting in because it's a weak class, or because you're like obviously you're deserving to be on the ballot, but if you're only like if that's a final push of like, well, we should have 4, like is that a reason to get in anywhere at that point? I don't think so. Like I'm okay with them only putting in 1 or 2, but that's the rules that they've created, like 4 guys a year.
I don't
I have another question: is Bobby Clark in the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
know.
He is?
He's got to be.
Because he didn't put up like insane numbers, but he was himself was insane.
So
So like that, like his impact on hockey was, he literally captained a team of murderers. So on the ice, not necessarily off the ice.
Okay, another quick player. Peter Bondra.
I didn't watch
I
him.
didn't watch
I
him.
got not much of a memory of. He played for Washington that I remember, and did he play for that Sens?
Yes.
Bondra?
Yeah.
I don't remember much of him.
He had one of those cool.
Radek Bonk, I remember Radek Bonk.
Everybody remembers Radek Bond.
His mom.
Okay, we have stuff to put on, but here's the last couple things from Hockey Hall of Fame standpoint. Next year, Guys who hopefuls. Jeremy Roenick. Would you put him in there?
I would. I love Jeremy.
I would not.
There's also Sergei Zubov. Great defenseman for Dallas.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Evgeny Nabokov.
I'd put him in.
I'd put
Obviously.
Nabokov in for just impact from hockey standpoint, like for the, Czech Republic?
Republic?
Or Russian?
He's Russian.
Russian.
Definitely.
Nah, impact on the game, I'd put him in.
Obviously,
See?
Alfie.
I would say Alfredson's getting in.
He's in for me.
And St. Louis.
My dislike for St. Louis says no, but yes, he's clearly...
He's a
going
Hall
to
of
And
the
then
Famer.
obviously Broder.
Yeah.
So our 4 for next year would most likely be Nabokov.
St. Louis, Zubov. Oh, no, wait. Oh, who's that last guy? The surefire guy?
Nabokov.
Nabokov,
St. Louis,
Broder.
Broder.
And St.
And then-
Louis.
St. Louis, and you can do it. It's a toss-up between Zubov and Alfredson, I think.
Oh, Alfredson and
Yeah.
Zubov? Oh, man.
Like, it's a tough one.
And then you also have Peter Baudry. You also have Jeremy Roenick that's there. I think Jeremy Roenick will slide. I could see... it's tough. Is
I put
Fedorov in there yet? Sergei Fedorov? Yes, he is.
Probably.
Sorry, yes, he is.
His impact on Russian hockey
Yeah.
is incredible.
Pretty sure half that freaking wing
Sergey-
team is in the freaking
All
hall.
of them are in.
Sergei Zubov, over down... Like, I would take Zubov. Personally.
See, I didn't watch enough Zubov, and I
Like,
just-
you
I
just
Alfredson
watch what
out.
he did. He was one of the few internationally and whatever, like internationally and in the NHL, won a cup.
NHL 98,
Successful.
he captained every one of my teams I made.
He's a good.
Because he
good-
was a D, I won it back to him, he passed it back up, I'd skate up the ice with Modano, bam, goal every time.
He was good.
I went undefeated, 82-0 in the regular season. I lost my first game in playoffs because I got cocky and changed the settings.
Although-
and then I got pissed and changed it back.
Although I'm sure that Don Cherry would lose his mind if 2 Russians got in the same year.
Yeah, well, Don Cherry's
They're
a
not
weird
good
question.
Canadian kids.
Don Cherry suggested that Ottawa moved to Quebec the other day.
Yes, he did.
So, that was on Hockey Night in Canada.
Well, if you look at the turnout that Ottawa's been having, and
It
they're a
would-
good.
it kinda
worst
makes
part is
sense.
they're
They
a
shut
good
down
team.
1,500 seats to put, like, ads on them.
Yeah.
So, there's that.
Okay.
All right, do you want me to fun facts again?
Fun facts with Cam.
Okay, here we go. Shane Goss, Ghost Bear. Shane Goss is Bear. Hit 100 points. He has 25 goals, 75 assists, and 156 games played.
Yeah.
Not bad. Pretty good.
That's what happens when you have 4 forwards out there.
Yep. Braden Holtby got 200 wins. He now eclipsed 200 wins in only 319 games played. Second fastest goalie to do it ever. Who was the fastest goalie? They did in 309 games played. He was only 10 off. And this goalie is very good.
Is he currently in the NHL?
No, he retired a while ago.
Oh, okay.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
Terry Sawchuk.
That's your guess? Okay. I'll give you a re-hint here. It's not
Okay.
Sawchuk.
Oh, okay.
Number 3 and number 1, both Canadian goalies. Like Habs.
Oh. Ken
Number-
Dryden.
That's your guess, okay?
Patty Wow.
Okay. Greg's right. Ken Dryden, 309 games played. Third goalie, 340, Jacques Plante.
That would have been my other guess.
319 games played, 200
That's
wins.
pretty nuts.
Whoa, that's crazy. I just thought I'd share that. Oh! Shipachyov officially retires,
That's great.
by the way. So first Vegas Golden Knight to retire. He retired as a way to
Where
get...
does the jersey go up in the rafters?
No.
Greatest 87 to play the game. Greatest. And then he turned around and signed a 1-year deal with SKA St. Petersburg. So that's fun.
So, just a quick side note there.
Yeah.
Why didn't it work?
Why didn't it work? Well, that was with you, right?
Yep.
Where we were doing it here a couple weeks ago. Where Matt mentioned, he said it was more Gerard Gallant liked the team that he already had. And they sent Shipachyov down because he was one of the very few contracts. Like him and Shea Theodore got sent down right before the season started because they had too many NHL contracts, so they had to send him down. But he was, Shipachyov was one of those contracts that would slide and no one had to put him through waivers or anything. But then the team started rolling and he wanted in. And Gerard Gallant's like, no, I'm not changing the team I have. It's working.
Okay.
Why would I? And he seemed like an older guy that maybe wasn't buying into the system. Now, this is a speculation on my behalf. That's no one else's. Maybe he just seemed like maybe the quote-unquote lazy Russian stereotype came out. I don't know. But, I mean, it it further proves, like, just to me, the lazy Russian stereotype. Or word got around because his agent got permission to go talk to other teams, and no one wanted him. But
Actually,
that also,
Anaheim made a push for him.
oh, did they?
Yeah.
But also because of money might be a push. Like $4.5 million for a guy who you're not too sure about. Did they make a push and Vegas didn't like the return, or
It was
what?
a 5th-round pick. That was all they were offering.
Oh well,
So-
then okay, that's fair.
I'd rather not have that guy play in the league.
Yeah. Did you know Andrew Cogliano has now played 800 straight games in the NHL,
Good for
consecutive
him.
games?
He's never missed a game.
That is madness.
And,
Scotty Hartnell has played 1,200 games.
That's a lot
So
on
that's
you.
pretty sweet. And then other than that, we have one fine. Timo Meyer fined $2,400 for roughing, and then
Timo
Ryan.
Meyer?
What's that?
Meyer.
Timo Meyer. My bad. I thought it was Meyer.
Everyone calls him Meyer. I don't know how it's properly pronounced, but I feel like it's Meyer.
I thought
Timo.
it was Timo Meyer.
Yeah, because that's what Canadians
Fair.
do.
Yeah. Well, like it's Zach. Yes, it's Zach Parisi. It got Canadianified. What the hell is this guy? And then Ryan Getzlaf is out possibly up to 2 months because he had surgery on his cheekbone. He only came back and played 3 games.
That's rough.
The
Yep.
thing is that team's still winning without him and Kessler.
And Hampus Lindholm, and there's 4 like key players, and they're still
Lindholm's
winning.
playing.
Who's that?
Lindholm's playing.
Lindholm's playing? Then who's it? Vatanen maybe?
No, Vatanen's playing.
Okay, then there's 2 guys. My bad.
So,
Getzlaf's pretty big.
okay. My hot take for hot cakes today,
Okay.
sponsored, of course, by whatever airport restaurant I went to yesterday in Arizona. They gave me chocolate chip hotcakes with peanut butter and syrup. Delicious. Great combo. Great combo at 6 in the morning when you went to bed at 4:30 in the morning. And we woke up at 5:30 in the morning. Great combination.
You could take you blinked.
I did. It was terrible.
The
I slept on the whole plane. It was fine.
It was the sodium took a nap.
That's all I had all weekend was sodium.
Yeah.
All I do is shake.
You
Okay.
were sodium. You became sodium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The amount of salt I had in my body.
Yeah.
I just started being so rude to people because the
Yeah.
saltiness had to rub off someone.
Yeah.
So the hot take, hot cakes is apparently Gary Bettman says after the international series that they need to find a way to grow the game internationally and they need to do more.
Oh, here we go.
Did you watch?
Weird that there's a thing that happens in February this year to an international audience that
The
would
All-Star
get
game.
a lot of eyes on it. Go fuck yourself. Called the Olympics. Maybe that's the thing you could use to grow your game.
It's still a two-way street.
I don't care. You have to at some point realize that you
Let's
need to
also
go
not forget, it's not Bettman's decision, it's the owners.
Yes. Also, the other point.
Did you watch the
I did not watch any of it.
Ottawa Colorado series?
I did.
And because we did tease it, so we should probably talk
No,
about
I
it
know.
real quick.
That's what I wanted to segue.
Oh.
That was my segue.
Okay.
Hot takes into that.
Yeah.
But I also have another hot take after this.
Okay, save it.
Yeah, what?
Duchesne looks really weird in a Sens jersey.
I don't like 95.
It's not a great number at all.
Arguably one of the worst numbers.
Jonathan Bernier is not a very good goalie.
Okay.
I don't know. Like there wasn't much to say.
That's
about-
enough. That's
they're
all
really,
you have to
they're
say.
really boring games because I just don't care about either team, and Ottawa does playing a boring game.
The game on Friday, not televised anywhere other than the Ottawa region, because I have all the sports channels, and I had
because
to
it was-
log into my game center to watch the game.
I had to do the same. I was
That's
pissed. How the hell do you do that? How do you do that when you're
Because-
overseas? I don't care. You're
It was at
overseas.
noon on a Friday. I had to log
Exactly.
in.
Someone
So-
play the friggin' game.
So that's TSN saying, no, we want the rights to that. And Sportsnet saying, well, you can't nationally televise it. So my hot take, secondary hot take, that I just added, the server just brought me out another pancake to put on top.
Yeah.
Hot take, at what point do we see both networks being able to nationally broadcast instead of having this exclusivity between networks?
Never.
When did the contract get signed? Because there's a 10-year.
That's what I'm thinking. At the end of this contract, it's going to be split. Because hockey fans
It was split before. It was great. I loved it. I loved having options.
Because it's split in the NFL and it flipping works there. And you see their GM going out and asking for a private plane for life.
Oh, and then you
50
see
million.
an owner saying, if he gets hired, I'm gonna sue him, And then they slapped Jerry Jones, is what I'm saying. The
Yes.
only owner who's crazy. He's Emperor Palpatine. He got hit with a cease and desist from all the other owners today, saying if you sue him, we're going to take your team away. Yeah, nuts.
Wow.
Yep. The NFL is going to get some fun soon. No fun league? Lots of fun league coming up. The owners are going to start suing each other. You know what happens when billionaires sue each other?
Fun.
Fun. A lot of fun for everyone else because you're like, wow, he's taking away his 13th helicopter. This is amazing. It's going to be great.
So, the third and final hot take.
Okay.
Why did she bring them
Florida-
up one at a time? This is weird.
I know. Florida Panthers. Worst team in the Eastern Conference.
Not surprising. I told her
They are the worst
They are the worst team right now. Period. I think they are the worst team. They are worse than Detroit. They are worse than Montreal. They are worse than Buffalo. And really, like, the Metro is just everyone's better than them. Including
Metro doesn't have a team with a losing record right now. Which I thought them and the Central both have teams with no losing records, which
So
is
that means
insane.
the Pacific and the Atlantic suck.
Insane.
Well, technically Ottawa has a losing record when you look at it, considering the fact they've lost in overtime like 12
well, if you look at
times.
it that way, there's a lot of
Yeah,
teams with
I know,
losing records,
I know.
but still, like, what the hell?
So those are my hot takes.
Okay. I enjoyed those.
Yes, that there's
Nothing
a weird
to,
thing.
Nothing to follow up on the Florida one. That's the
That's the hot take.
That's it.
My hot take is they were
No
the worst team in
explanation
the
why.
East.
You don't want to
They're not
give
the worst team
reasons
in the
why?
league. They are the worst team in the East.
You don't want to give reasons why, like how they just gave away 40.
We've already covered
We've
that.
We've already covered that.
And then fucking
and
dropped Jogger, who was their best player
And-
all of last year,
and
essentially.
got rid of Gallant and 100. Yeah, there's tons of reasons. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen there. But
Could you
only in
imagine,
the
like,
future.
first pairing you go out, Ekblad, second pairing, Dolan. You're the best defense in the world.
No, it's going to be Arizona with Ekman Larson, Chitrin, and Dolan.
Sweet.
Oh, speaking of that, we need
Sweet.
to get ready for falling for
yeah,
Dolan.
you got to get ready. Well,
But let's hit up that deli first.
we have had comments in the deli, but we just haven't really brought them up because I was in charge, and when I'm in charge, I go off track a lot.
There just hasn't been the beef yet.
So we'll start off with we were in the deli, but first we'll start off with the salami slice, the nice stuff. So racist fan Rocks commented, "Who do you have for Wrestle Kingdom 12's matchup between Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega on January 4th?" Matt, you don't watch wrestling, but I know
Brock Lesnar.
There you go.
he was in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So if Brock Lesnar does show up, I will buy you a Treatza pizza. Because I don't think Brock Lesnar's walking away from your $12 million a year contract. But whatever, you tell me. Allegedly $12 million. I can't confirm or deny my sources. They're from the internet. Greg, who do you have, Jericho or Kenny Omega? They're both from Winnipeg.
I think the only... there's no way that... First of all, Jericho's doing this to push Kenny Omega into the WWE. So Kenny Omega's winning. There's no way that this match would happen that Vince McMahon would be like, yeah, you can do this, Jericho, without it boosting Kenny Omega and making him the biggest superstar when he comes in at the Royal Rumble. No, it will be after Royal Rumble, right?
Royal Rumble's at the end of January. He could have.
But he can't, though, right? Because his contract goes till 2019. Right?
Allegedly. Again.
Okay. Because if he showed up at like number 3 for the Royal Rumble, stayed and won it, like that would be the hypest thing ever.
Greg, we know...
It would be, as the kids say...
He comes out at
lit.
30. He comes out at 30. Oh my god, 29. 30's reserved for
Roman
Banda. Fuck. I got so mad. I get so mad when Roman Reigns... Why are you even in the Royal Rumble at all, Roman? Why? We know you're going to win everything else. No, I couldn't have said it any better myself. It's not going to be a squash match. It's going to be one of the greatest matches ever.
Oh, it's going to be so good.
Jericho's losing, I think. And if he doesn't, maybe that's a way. Like, Kenny Omega... No. Omega's winning. He's going to be in WWE within 2 years from this match. He's in WWE. All right. So then we have a triple comment. Triple comment from Jones Laxo. First comment, get rid of that clueless idiot, annoying and loud.
Which
Now,
one?
I posted this in our group chat between me, Greg, and Dan, and we all commented, which one? Now, we could assume it was Greg, but we all, like, I yell a lot. I yelled a lot today. So, I guess you could get rid of...
It wasn't Dan. Dan's not very loud.
That's true. Between
Wasn't
Greg
Dan,
and
it's
I...
one of you
but,
two.
I mean...
Dan is a clueless idiot, though. So there's
Yeah,
like
there you go. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We all take turns, so I guess we'll stop doing the podcast, but first we'll answer your questions, and then we're done forever. This is it. You did it. Second
171.
comment, here's an idea. Get 100 people together and try and speak at the same time. Well, first off, I take a compliment. That means that I can speak, I sound like more than at least 25 people.
You know what's the best thing? Is you'll hear me over all of those people, because I'll be the loudest.
Yeah, and I'll be the annoying one. Greg, Dan will take the idiot factor. Yeah, there you go.
Cam will just make one sound the whole time.
Yeah. I'll just be a, I don't know, a crow dolphin hybrid. What is that? I forget what kind of animal that's supposed to be.
I don't
Oh,
know.
a
It's
seal. That's my
No,
seal
that's
sound.
not a seal. That's not a seal.
Sounds like a
It's
seal.
a bird.
Could be.
It does
Oh
that.
no, this is a seal. You know, touched by the angel above. That's seal. Anyway. Boo.
Batman forever.
Trash. And then he commented, "Stop yelling if you want, if you want subs."
Okay.
Now, are you going to send me a Subway subs? If we,
Is this a Mr. Sub?
it's going to be.
Is it Jimmy John's?
If it's Jimmy
Oh,
John's,
fuck.
I'm going to make this an ASMR ones, like the audio ones. Where it's like, yes, and now I'm going to put my hand in rice for the next hour.
I like how you're speaking into your phone that we're not even using
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
record.
Okay, I will be quiet if you promise to send Jimmy John's.
Yes.
I'll send you my
Number
address.
fours.
My
Number
mailing
fours.
address, not my address.
Number 4s.
Yeah. So thanks, Jones Laxo.
Thanks for the comments.
Hey, I
Thanks
actually
for
do appreciate. I appreciate the comments to begin
Thanks
with.
for the feedback. We understand we're loud, but that's part of our charm.
Loud and proud, baby.
Or bad, or not charm. Regardless, if you don't enjoy it, you don't have to listen or watch. If you don't respect our opinions, you don't have to listen or watch. We don't really give a shit.
We just
It's our show that we enjoy doing, and we hope that others enjoy it. We're not going to change our format or the way that we want to do this show to please the masses. I'm sure we could have found a way to change, and maybe we would be bigger. I don't know what that way is, but maybe there is. Maybe there's some sort of constructive criticism.
probably recording in a recording studio,
Yeah,
not
that.
off an iPhone.
Not
Maybe-
swearing every 5 minutes.
Exactly, that too. Maybe
That
not
helps
yelling about how bad the Montreal Canadiens' decisions are. Regardless, with all that taken in, it is the Last Man In podcast that was created by 3 misinformed friends when we just decided, yeah, we should do this.
We talk enough about hockey.
There's-
Let's do it once a week and see if anyone else listens.
And we've grown a fan base that we actually enjoy. We enjoy the comments we get back from you. And it is awesome to see that people watch this and listen to it and download it and interact with us on Twitter and via our emails and via the comments on YouTube. It is a cool feeling. We're not changing the way we do this because someone doesn't like it. That is not how we do things.
Those views are represented by Greg. I can't wait to get my Jimmy John's. I will be not yelling forever. I'm talking like this now.
Thanks.
Now, how does that make you feel? I'm not going to do that. I love yelling too much. No, Greg summed it up perfectly. That's exactly what I would say. All right, we got Fallen for Dolan. We got The Hunt for Joe Buck's Baby Boy's Baby Girl Boy Toy. What's the original?
Mouthful.
What is it? Hold on, I actually wrote it down only once.
I don't even want to know.
I'm going to find it. Oh, no, wait. Hold on, keep
Okay.
going.
26th. So we're doing bottom 6 teams now. Minnesota. Then you got Boston, because they know how to pick. They know how to pick. Then you've got Edmonton, who won't pick a defenseman, so you're fine there. Then you got Buffalo, who, okay, fine, take Dolan. That's fine by me. Then you got Florida, who, like you said, Ekblad and Dolan would be pretty good. Then you have Arizona with, I said, Ekman Larson and Dolan would be pretty good.
Ristolainen and Dolan would be good too.
Yeah.
Who's
yeah.
second? Like, do we know who's like the second?
There's
available guy?
2 guys. There's
Oh, that
Well's
Russian
number 1
guy.
and there's the Russian guy, and then there's Kachuk
Oh,
and somebody
Svechnikov.
else.
Yeah, The Hunt for Joe Buck's Baby Girl's
Yeah.
Baby Boy.
Okay.
There's like tiers for this
Yeah.
one, like 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 sort of thing. That's how I've
We
heard.
thank you very much for watching, listening, however you did this, whether you're walking through an airport or not, like I did with the 2 shows I missed. in a row. I listened to it in the airport. I had some
nice.
time to kill. If you want to check out the podcast, we are on YouTube. Type in Last Man In Podcast there. You can listen to it there. You can also comment there. If you want to take the podcast on the go, check us out on Podomatic through your podcast app on your phone, whether that be through your iTunes or Google Store. You can check us out there. Last Man In Podcast is how you find us. Last Man In PC is how you tweet the show. lastmaninpc@gmail.com is how you email us your questions, comments, and concerns. Thank you, and we will see you next week.